Great morning, great morning, great morning. I am Nicole D. Jones, and I am just happy and grateful for another day. I'm happy and grateful for you. I'm happy and grateful for life. I don't take life for granted. I don't take it lightly. I understand that I am happy and grateful that I was able to wake up this morning, okay? Even if I don't make it through the whole day, I'm still happy and grateful for breath in my body because that allows me another opportunity to look at me. It allows me another opportunity to right my wrongs. It allows me everything that I need, what I need to build my faith. Opening my eyes up every morning is what I need. It's enough. If nothing else does or happens for me today, waking up is just enough. I'm telling y'all, we shift our perspective, your days will be great. You are great and you are of value. But when we can really shift our perspective and start our days in the right place, we remind ourselves that we are healthy, that we are wealthy, that we're prosperous, that everything that our hands go to touch, it must, it shall, and it will manifest, prosper, and grow. It's Wednesday. It's Warriors Wednesday, okay? We are warriors. I don't know why that happens. I don't know why that happens. I got this on like do not disturb. But anyway, we're warriors that are victorious in everything that we do. And because of that, we are learning to stay humble. We're learning to stay focused. We're learning to stay positive, no matter what comes or what goes, okay? So again, it's Warriors Wednesday, and I'm going to stay on the laws, all right? So far, we've talked about the law of difference. We've talked about the law of the mind. We've talked about the law of recognition. Today, I want to talk about the law of two, okay? And like I said, this is coming from Dr. Mike Murdoch's book, The 7 Laws That You Must Honor to Have Uncommon Success, all right? So we're going to go over these laws because just like I told you guys the other day, it doesn't matter if I believe in Jehovah God, but at the end of the day, sin, unsin, saved, unsaved, whatever, the laws of the universe, they just are what they are, okay? So when you can educate yourself and understand what energy is around you and how to tap into it, you can't do anything but prosper and grow because these things are placed in our path simply because we're on this journey. All right, no more, no less. Okay, so I want y'all to know that there is a law of two. I'm trying to get it in my book because y'all know I don't take notes, but now I'm telling y'all these laws have been mind blowing to me. I just been writing notes with my unapologetically me pen. Yeah, all right. But law of two are necessary for multiplication. All right. Without two, you can't multiply. Without two, you can't reproduce. Okay? So there is a law of two. It's necessary. All right? You have to understand. So for those of you guys who are, well, Nicole, I'm an introvert. All right, it's cool. You can be an introvert. That can be your personality and all of that. But at the end of the day, we need people. Okay? Jehovah God honors relationship. In order for you to build relationship, it has to be at least 2 people. Okay? You can have relationship with yourself. All right? You can love yourself. You can do all these things. You can be comfortable being by yourself, but there is a law of 2. All right? And 2 is necessary for multiplication. 1 can't multiply. So you have to remember that. All right? Some things just won't show up until you activate the law of 2. All right? So you got to remember that even on this earth, even through this journey, okay? And again, whatever you believe is what you believe. But there's a prince of the air. There's a ruler of the earth. It is not Jehovah God, but he's been given authority to do that. So if you really think about it, what happens in most relationships? They're always being attacked. Okay. You always, you always beefing with somebody. All right. Because the power of two, all right, two multiplies, two reproduces, two is necessary for reproduction, for things to grow. Okay. A seed can't grow alone. It needs water. Two acts. You got to plant the seed. You got to water the seed. It won't grow without two. All right. So you got to remember that the prince of the earth, hell, whatever, his greatest fear is relationship. This is why your relationships are usually challenged and tried, because there is such a great reproduction that can come out of it when you are actually in a posture, in a place where your two is the correct two. Okay. That, like, it reproduces things, it grows things, it manifests things. This is why, because I told you everything is a building block. This is why you got to be careful with who you choose to connect yourself with. All right. If you connecting yourself with someone negative, you're going to produce negativity. Okay. So this is why I say, like, your environment, the people who are pouring into you, the people that you connect with, it is so relevant and important because there's a law of two. All right. That's why it's so powerful to have a protege with a mentor, but I ain't gonna go there. All right. When you're connected with the right people, it produces instant multiplication. Okay. So you think about, all right. So even like for me, I've had a vision, the vision of the meal plan. Okay. I've had the vision for some years. So I got the vision. It was beginning to become clear to me. It's not fully clear still. I'm in the process. I walk it out. And however it begins to unfold, I just submit to it. I'm humble to the process and I submit to what I believe, I'm supposed to be doing in each season to make it manifest and grow. Okay. But there are specific people that have come into my life and immediately there's an instant multiplication. Okay. Instant. All right. So my first event, it was a thought. It was a vision. All right. I gave it instruction. That goes back to what we've already learned about laws. I gave it instruction. And then I had a mentor. I had someone that I mimicked and I mirrored to put the vision together, to put the event together when I did the whole launching. Okay. In that process, I created a meal plan team. They were willing people. Shout out to the meal plan team who was willing to help me. And instant multiplication. Man, that thing was beautiful. Kadeja put that thing, she decorated and put it all together instantaneously. Her, Aja, Kiera, and Tate, they worked together and they made that thing happen. Like, boom, all right? Instant multiplication, all right? Time has progressed. Now I found a manager. Instant multiplication. So our monthly calls went to not having nothing to talk about or talking about all the balls I dropped. Then we bring Cedric in and boom, it's a fire reignited. It's a fire reignited. So now instant multiplication. Why? Because there's a law of two. See, when you connect with the right people in the right time, you can't stop it because it's a law. Okay. So write that down. So far, we got law of difference, law of the mind, law of recognition, law of two. All right. Two is necessary to reproduce. Two is necessary to have relationship. The closest thing to Jehovah's God's heart is relationship. He wants us to be relational. All right. The next thing I want you to know, law of difference, law of mind, law of recognition, law of two, law of place. Okay. Let me go to it in my book. Law of place. And this kind of goes with when I was reading it, like the law of recognition that we talked about on Monday. But the law of place, this is what I need you to understand. Where you are matters as much as what you are. Where you are matters as much as what you are, okay? So if you're someone who does hair, where you are, it matters. It is important. There is a law of place, because you can have a talent, but if you're not in the wrong place, it's not going to have that immediate multiplication, that comes with the law of two, okay? You have to know where you are matters as much as what you are, okay? You got to think about it. If you go all the way back, Jehovah God created places before he created people. He created places. There were places there, and then he set Adam in the place. And then he gave him, for the law of two, Eve, so that they could reproduce, that they could be fruitful and multiply. Y'all, listen, I don't know about y'all. I don't know if you catching this, but when I tell you, if you could just grasp these laws, your perspective on your journey will look so much different. That even when these problems arise, man, you'll take such a different posture. Because I'm telling you, every time something happens, I'm like, oh Lord, let me find the solution, because I know the solution is tied to my financial reward. Listen, okay? You don't belong everywhere. You belong somewhere. I'm gonna say that again, because there's a law of place. You don't belong everywhere, but you do belong somewhere, okay? So think about when you try to hang out. Are you the one that stands out like a green thumb? If you are, it's probably because you belong somewhere, not everywhere, okay? That place that you're at may not be where you're supposed to be. I remember when I was hanging out, man, the people that I was around, and the people I hung out with, and the environment that I was in, and all of that, it was the thing to do. You know, you in your 20s, you want to hang out. You know, who I was dating at that time was in the lifestyle he was in. So, you know, you try to be a part of all of that because you booed up or whatever. But do you know that everywhere I went, I just didn't fit in? You know what I'm saying? Like, so even in the club, like, I just didn't fit in. Why? Because there's a law of place. See, now I ain't know this 20 years ago, but I do understand that I don't belong everywhere, but I do belong somewhere, okay? This is why you've got to get comfortable with who you are and whose you are, and be all right being set apart. You do realize that predominantly in this journey is general people. We're not general. We are of value. So because we understand we're of value, can you get comfortable knowing that you ain't the one that belong there? Because you're set apart for purpose. You're set apart for greatness. And I'm not saying that in a cocky or arrogant way. I am just learning how to be unapologetically me through a posture of submission and humility. And I'm getting comfortable with me being in an understanding that I don't belong everywhere, but I do belong somewhere. I belong somewhere because I'm valued, I'm relevant, I'm necessary, I'm needed. You're valued, you're relevant, you're necessary, and you're needed. So if you over there hanging out with Kiki and Day Day, and you supposed to be over here with Olivia, you're devaluing yourself. That was not a jab. I'm just trying to tell you, it's a law. There's a law of place. If you're not in the right place, you're going to forfeit your blessing. Okay? So you got to know that you don't belong everywhere, but you do belong somewhere. All right? Wherever you're supposed to be is where your predestined prosperity is. And this is why I said this goes back with the law of recognition. Because remember, I said you got to recognize the things that you are a part of. You got to recognize where you are, okay? But under the law of place, you got to recognize that wherever you're supposed to be is where your predestined prosperity is. Because we already know that this is a fixed fight. We already know that we've already won. We already know that these days have already been predestined and preordained for us. Nothing comes by choice or surprise to Jehovah God, just to us. He already knew. He already knew what was going to be with Sarai. He already knew what was going to happen today. He already knew months ago that this was going to be Warriors Wednesday, and then Sarai was going to be our mascot for this day. He already knew. Man, my God, he already knew. So you got to understand that wherever you're supposed to be, there's already predestined prosperity. Man, these laws are freeing me up, because anyone who knows me know I don't trip off money. I don't trip off money, okay? I don't fall out behind money. I ain't about to get mad behind money. Money's never going to control me, okay? Never. I will master money all the time. If it's 2 cents to 2 million, it is what it is, right? But these laws are freeing me up because money is so taboo. I think maybe I avoided it too because I don't want the taboo part of it, right? I don't want it because it's just so controlling. It's just, yeah, I don't like that drama. I don't like foolishness. But these laws are showing me predestined prosperity is what I deserve. So now I ain't tripping. Now I expose it. So I don't want anyone to feel like on the code talk about his money. That's a lie, because anybody who know me know that's not true. All right? It ain't that. But I will keep money in its proper perspective. I will keep it in its right place. It's just a tool, y'all. It's just an avenue. All right? It's something that's needed. Revenue is needed for us to function through this journey. But it's also predestined prosperity for you, which is why you got to know how to make your money make money. Money is not in our journey just to pay bills. Ooh, but you got to understand the law of place. See, I feel that coming up. All right? You don't belong everywhere. You belong somewhere, because wherever you're supposed to be is where your predestined prosperity is. Why do I say that? What do you mean? Provision is the confirmation that you're in the place of your assignment. Say that again. Provision is the confirmation that you're in your right place of assignment. Our days are predestined. Our days are preordained. Nothing happens by chance. Nothing happened by surprise. To Jehovah God, if you have a great day, if you have a low day, if you're in the valley or the mountaintop, there is no mistake in it, okay? So how do you gauge whether or not you're honoring the law of place? That's how. Provision is the confirmation that you're in the place of your assignment. Money is anywhere God wants you to be. Listen, I'm gonna put this down right here. I got to put this down. All right. Money is anywhere God wants you to be. So I need you to understand the law of two. I need you to understand that two is where you multiply. I need you to understand who and what you're connected to. I need you to understand who are you doing business with. I need you to understand who are you connecting with if you want to prosper and grow. I need you to understand it, because there is a law of two, that when you're connected with the right person. Now listen, let me rephrase this, because the multiplication is going to happen. So if you connected, if it's two of y'all and y'all connected and it ain't the right connection, you still going to multiply something. It's just not going to be prosperity. Okay? It just is what it is. So when you on this up and down, you got to check it. You got to check it now. And again, I'm not saying this for you to throw people away. Ain't what I'm saying. But what I am saying to you is recognize the law of two, recognize the law of place. Go, because I'm going to tell you something. If you're in the right space, if you're where you're supposed to be, because you're supposed to be somewhere, not everywhere, you're going to connect with the right people and the right things, and multiplication is going to come. You're going to know that it's the right space because what? Provision is the confirmation that you're in the right place in that assigned time. Because y'all do know that we move in seasons. We don't stay in the same place. We're progressing every day, every minute of the day. We're progressing. We're either progressing, we're either in neutral, or we're regressing. That's our free will. That's our choice. But there's movement all the time. Okay? As long as time is moving, it's movement. Now, what you're doing in it, I don't know. But I'm telling you that there are laws of the universe. And if we could line up with these laws, our end for everyone is to be healthy, wealthy, and prosperous. Okay? That is it. That is Jehovah's God's desire for us all, if you honor him or if you don't. Because we're all created in spirit. We all have a soul wrapped in this flesh, okay? That is not conducive of who or what you believe. These laws are not conducive of who or what you believe. These laws are conducive in what you tap into. I hope that's the right word, because I'm just saying conducive. I have to go look that up when I get off here because it's 10:23, but y'all know what I'm saying. We got to be in the right space, okay? Because the laws don't change based off of your religion. It changes off of your belief. I ain't talking about your religion. I'm talking about your belief. Do you believe that these laws exist? You got to believe that they exist. But if you choose not to believe them, they ain't going nowhere. Okay? So, law of two, law of place. Add that on, all right? So now we've done the law of difference, the law of the mind, the law of recognition, the law of two, and the law of place. If there are any that you have not seen, because that's 5, they should all be on my website, IamNicoleDJones.com. You go to Nikki Nuggets, because the website, as I put them on YouTube, it keeps the latest 8, all right? But if you have not subscribed, subscribe. Go back, listen to the laws. I told y'all, I'm not coming up with this. I'm just tapping in. I'm just trying to get the knowledge. I'm trying to educate myself, okay? So that I can walk in the power and the authority that I possess anyway. So I'm just trying to learn how to be me unapologetically, all right? I'm trying to gain it through knowledge, which creates the power. It builds the strength, okay? It gives me the self-confidence that I need. So law of two, oh, this making me angry. I don't know why. I don't know why this, my bad, y'all. Calls coming in through my iPad. I had to check the settings because it's on Do Not Disturb. But the law of two, you got to know when there's a person, there's instant multiplication. So you want to make sure that you connected to the right person so that you multiplying the right thing, okay? It's prosperity. And then the law of place. Just remember, provision is the confirmation that you're in the right place, okay? Because even though we have the will, we have the right, we have the openness to be everywhere, you don't want to be everywhere. You want to be somewhere. If you're in this season where you're trying to grind it out, listen, you're just gonna have to deny your little flesh for a minute. You might not be able to be hanging out right now because you need to stay focused. Where you spend your time is what you focus the most on. So you might have to stop hanging out right now. You might have to stop going to everything that's happening if you're trying to grind it out. This for my trading team. If you're trying to grind it out, because there are seasons, and right now, the money is there, right? The reward is there. The question is, are you disciplined and consistent enough to tap into it? Because it's gonna slow down. I ain't gonna say it's gonna stop. I ain't gonna say that, but it's gonna slow down. If you're not a part of the trading team, whatever it is you're trying to do, your business, all of that, this is the season in the universe where it's just doing this. All right, the prosperity is there, growth is there. So either you're gonna chill out with the things you want to do and tap into what you need to do so that you can come eat on this land, or you're not. We've been given free will. Okay, but again, I'm gonna let it go. Those are the 2 laws. We'll finish. So that's 5 of them. We got 2 more to go. I hope that this is helping somebody. I don't know about y'all, but it's helping me. That law of the mind, we did the law of the mind all last week. Y'all need to go back to that, man. The law of the mind. Woo, we need it. And this is something that's given to us all. So again, remember, you are healthy. Remember, you are wealthy, because your wealth comes from inside of you. And remember that you're prosperous, okay? I want to see you continue to stay humble, stay focused, and stay positive. If you do these things, man, there's no way that we can go wrong. There's no way that you cannot enjoy the fruit of the land for you, okay? So again, I am Nicole D. Jones. I want you to continue to be a warrior that's victorious on this Warriors Wednesday, all right? Have a fantabulous rest of the day. Smooches.